The time between heartbeats. Dr. Emily Carter hadn't seen a sunrise in 3 years. Working at St. Luke's Hospital in Seattle meant her world ran on alarms, monitors, and the rhythmic pulse of machines. She lived between heartbeats, saving one, losing another, learning not to flinch when the flatline came. She used to believe medicine could fix everything. That was before the night she lost her husband. Daniel had been driving home late from a shift when a drunk driver crossed the line. Emily was still in the ER when they wheeled him in. She didn't know it was him until she saw his watch, the one she gave him for their first anniversary, cracked and blood-stained. She tried to save him herself, ignoring the shaking in her hands. But sometimes, no matter how hard you fight, the universe decides otherwise. His heart stopped at 3:17 a.m. Ever since that night, Emily never left the hospital early, never went home before sunrise, never allowed herself to feel. Her colleagues called her the machine. Patients saw her as a miracle worker. But when she looked in the mirror, she only saw a woman trying to outrun her own heartbeat. Then one winter night, during a power outage, the ambulance radio crackled. Male 24, cardiac arrest en route. Estimated arrival 3 minutes. Emily rushed to prepare Trauma Bay 2. When they rolled him in, soaked from the rain, his ID tag read Noah Langford. His pulse gone. His body cold. The paramedic shook his head. Flatline for 12 minutes. We tried everything. But Emily wasn't listening. Something about his face, the quiet, stubborn calm, pulled at her. She started compressions anyway. Emily? The nurse whispered, "He's gone." "Not yet," she said, her voice steady. They shocked him once. Nothing. Twice. Nothing. A third time, a faint beep. Then another. Against every medical law she knew, Noah Langford came back. Later that night, when he finally opened his eyes, the first thing he said was, "I saw you." Emily frowned. "You were unconscious." Noah smiled weakly. "Not then. Before. You were standing in the rain trying to stop a car. You were crying." Emily froze. "How could you?" He shook his head. "I don't know. Maybe I dreamed it. Maybe I saw it between heartbeats." She walked away unsettled. People said strange things after cardiac arrests. Hallucinations, brain misfires, echoes of dying neurons. But this felt different. Over the next few days, Noah recovered faster than anyone expected. He was a music teacher, played guitar for kids in a community center. He'd been hit by lightning while trying to save a boy stuck under a power line. The boy survived. Noah didn't. Until Emily. When he laughed, the room felt warmer. When he spoke, nurses slowed down just to listen. Emily tried to keep it professional, but something about his quiet gratitude broke through the armor she'd built. One evening, as she checked his vitals, he asked, "Why do you look like you're waiting for something that's never coming back?" She didn't answer. He continued, "Whatever it is, it's okay to let go." That night, Emily dreamed of the crash again. But this time, Daniel wasn't dying. He was standing at the end of the hospital corridor, smiling. "You can stop running," he said. "It's time." When she woke, her hands were trembling. She walked to Noah's room. He was sitting up, sketching music notes on the back of a napkin. "What's that?" she asked. He looked up. "A song. Came to me after everything. I call it Between Heartbeats. It's about the space where we stop breathing and start over." She sat beside him, listening as he hummed the melody. It was fragile, imperfect, and utterly human. The next morning, Noah was gone. His bed was empty, sheets folded, monitor unplugged. Panic hit her chest like a shock. She found a note on the pillow. "Thank you for giving me another chance. Now it's yours." Below the note was a bracelet, Daniel's hospital tag, the one she'd lost the night he died. Emily stared at it, breath caught in her throat. Security footage showed Noah walking out just before dawn, wearing his clothes from the accident, barefoot, smiling. No one saw him leave the building. No one ever saw him again. Days turned to weeks. Emily searched every record, every hospital, every morgue. Nothing. Then, one evening, she received a small package in her mailbox. Inside was a flash drive and a single line written on a piece of paper. "Play it when you're ready." She waited until midnight, then plugged it in. A simple melody filled the room, Noah's song, "Between Heartbeats." But halfway through, a familiar voice joined in, Daniel's. A recording she'd made years ago, when they were both laughing over breakfast. The two voices blended perfectly, like they'd been meant to meet all along. Emily broke down. Years of silence, of steel walls, of pretending. All of it shattered in one flood of sound. The next day, she requested her first day off in 3 years. She drove to the ocean, sat by the water until sunrise, and finally cried without trying to stop. The hospital called later. They'd found something strange in Noah's chart. His birth date, March 17, 1988, the same day Daniel had died. Emily didn't know what it meant. She didn't need to. Somewhere between the living and the lost, she realized, there's a space where broken hearts meet again. Not to stay, but to heal. And sometimes the miracle isn't bringing someone back to life. It's learning how to live again yourself.